Hello to the side and back. My name is Tokika Uzuru, also known as Toki, and in today's video we're actually going to be bringing back the astrology series. In this video specifically, I will be talking about the 5 major aspects of your birth chart and giving you an example of exactly how it can affect each planet and its placement. But before we get into that, and if you are so inclined to like, share, subscribe this video, and comment down below any type of questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for future videos that you have. I'm doing this part of the video before I get into the actual video, just to see how it works out. And now that we got through that, let's get on with the rest of the video. Now, aspects, at least when it comes to astrology, are defined as angular relationships between two separate points in a natal chart. Basically, it's how two different planets or points in a natal chart interact with each other. Sometimes it could be harmonious and well blended, and sometimes not so much. So the first major aspect we're going to start off with are conjunctions. Basically, these are generally harmonious and well-blended energies. They're also energies that tend to be amplified by one another. The second aspect I would like to talk about are oppositions. Basically, they're on the opposite side of the natal chart. And typically, these are more known for being difficult aspects. And even though they tend to represent a state of divided loyalties, if you blend them well together or integrate them well together, they can become motivation and inspiration to go ahead and move forward, learn, and grow to be a better person. The third one happened to be squares, and these type of aspects are usually the most difficult to deal with. Energies that are in any type of squaring aspect tend to literally be preparing to fight. And you would have to learn exactly what you can do to help with intentionally compromising or finding middle ground when it comes to this aspect. And that itself can help you learn and grow as a person. Now, the fourth one I would want to talk about are trines, and these are usually where you can find your natural talents that you typically take for granted or don't really notice. And any planets or energies that are in this specific aspect tend to support each other very well. And the last one are sextiles, which, similar to trines, can show you natural talents that you have, but you have to put more work into. This is also classified as the aspect of opportunity, maybe because if you take the opportunity to work harder or do or practice more, this could also be a great talent for you. But also it helps with communicative skills and friendships. So now that we have all of that out the way, here's an example that I thought would definitely be able to help. So one of the issues that I was having specifically is I was trying to figure out how I could find more fulfillment in the things that I do. So one of the things I decided to look at were any type of aspects that happen to deal with my sun sign, which is Leo for me. And the key word for the sun in Leo is performer. At the core, they are performers. So if there's any type of problems, I would be looking for 2 different aspects, and that are the square aspects and the opposition aspects. Now, when it comes to square aspects in the Leo zodiac, you're looking for both Scorpio or Taurus. Scorpio energy usually is very intense and very aggressive. And Taurus energy is basically like a bull or a boulder. It's not changing its mind and it's not moving. And surprisingly enough, when I did look at my chart and the aspects when it comes to the planets, specifically the sun, my Leo sun was in a square aspect with my Scorpio Mars, my Taurus Saturn, and my Taurus ascendant sign, which is basically the first house. So for my Scorpio Mars, which is in the 6th house, that states that I put a lot of intense energy into my daily life activities. I have to make sure that everything happens a certain way, and because of both my Taurus ascendant and my Taurus Saturn, that way is usually rarely ever changing. With my Taurus Saturn in the 12th house, it makes me feel like I always have to be working, and I can never truly take a moment to appreciate the things that I'm working for or working towards. However, no one would be able to see any of that because I typically don't express the amount of turmoil I am going through. I usually seem like I am stable, like I am unbothered, patient, and practical. So while the core performer in me is looking for external validation, my Taurus sign is keeping me from showing that I am looking for external validation, which makes my Taurus Saturn continuously want to work harder to get said external validation, which seeps into my daily routine, or my Scorpio Mars in the 6th house. And basically nothing is working right now. None of these energies are naturally working together. They're all butting heads and going against each other, which is not really helpful, at least for me at the moment. So with that information in mind, I've realized that I had to compromise on something. Now we get to the opposition, which is a bit easier because it's only 2 energies to deal with. My Leo sun is actually opposing my Aquarius Uranus in the 10th house. I have to be careful of the way I end up saying that planet's name. And what that means is sometimes they're not working with each other. In fact, if you're looking at the zodiac wheel, the opposite zodiac sign for Leo is Aquarius. Leos tend to be the performers. Again, they typically seek out external validation, while Aquarius usually only needs their own validation. The energies from said planets are also amplified because by the zodiac sign that they're in, because those are the ruling planets for said zodiac. Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius, well, modern ruling planet of Aquarius, and the Sun, which is the ruling planet of Leo. So with Uranus for me being in Aquarius in the 10th house, that just means that I tend to find more fulfillment when it comes to humanitarianism and how I can personally help better humanity. However, I can't do much if my own home, basically the 4th house, is not put together. What was the word I was looking for? Stable enough for me to do so. Basically, I can't pour from an empty cup. So with the big picture being I want to help better humanity, I need to first deal with home problems. Focusing on my own lane and figuring out my own stuff first before I can go ahead and work on how to better help humanity. But that's just all advice that I'm literally taking from astrology and looking at my natal chart. This specific topic was just something that I was interested in looking into, and seeing as though I realized I didn't do an entire video talking about the aspects because I didn't understand them at the moment, I thought, maybe I can go ahead and take this time to better understand it so I can go ahead and make it into a video. Anyway, now that I'm done with said video, it is time for me to do the stereotypical YouTuber outro, where I, as a stereotypical YouTuber, will ask you to do the following. Because of the fact that I did kind of it earlier, I can get through it a lot quicker. As I said at the beginning of this video, like, share, subscribe. If you did like the video, if you want more people to go ahead and have this information, and if you want to see more videos on anything that happens to deal with the paranormal, the mystical, the magical, the astrological, or anything else that happens to deal with the nature-based spiritual path that I classify as witchcraft. You can also hit the notification bell and turn it to all notifications just to make sure that you are notified of whenever I post. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for future videos, you can put all of those in the comment section below. As always, I have been Toki Uzuru, aka Toki, and this is Toki saying Toki out.